The On Cloud is one of the most iconic lifestyle shoes out there, and it has been for a long time. This is one of the most versatile lifestyle shoes for travel, walking, standing around all day. Even if you work on your feet all day as well, this is a really top pick for so many people. This new version, the On Cloud 6, comes with a wider fit, which makes it easier to slip on, more comfortable for most people, I would say, and also that same all-day comfort that so many people have got used to. Is the On Cloud 6 the best On Cloud yet? Well, stick around, I'm about to let you know. As always, I'm going to kick off with the key specifications. First off, they cost $160. I'll let you know by the end of this review if I believe they're worth that price tag. They weigh 9.6 ounces or 272 grams. That's for a size US men's 9, my pair. And they have a drop of 8 millimeters from heel to toe. The upper is using a recycled polyester mesh and TPU overlays to give it extra durability. And of course, it's got that wider entry. It also has 360-degree reflectivity, which is awesome if you are walking around at night and you need extra visibility from cars and cyclists. Then you've got it with this shoe. There is also a waterproof version. If you need that and you are living somewhere where it's raining a lot, then I recommend checking that one out. But things to know would be that it is a stiffer shoe, and because it's waterproof, it's not quite as breathable, so your feet can warm up a little bit more. The midsole is using a bio-attributed Zero Gravity CloudTec foam, and it's got a Speedboard in there, which you can hear me tap here. That's basically a TPU plate, which gives you a little bit extra stability, but also a little bit of spring and pop in your step. And one of the most popular features of the On Cloud, it still has that on-speed lacing system, which is these elasticated laces, which make them super easy to slip on, but they won't fit everyone. Some people might need to adjust this to get it feeling a little bit more snug, more comfortable, lock your foot within the shoe better as you're walking. Well, if that sounds like you, just follow that link up there. That'll take you to a demonstration video I put together that teaches you how to adjust those laces. When it comes to sizing and fit, they're very much true to size. So if you're used to running or walking in On running shoes, then just go with your usual size. You should be happy with that. But something to note is these do have more volume. They have a bit of a wider fit than the previous version, the On Cloud 5, and all the ones that came before it. So if you are upgrading, just be aware of that. Go with your usual sizing, but know there's going to be a little bit more room. That will benefit those who maybe have bunions or just have wide forefoots. Then you're going to feel a lot more comfortable in this new updated version. These do come with an extra set of laces, so the traditional type laces. So if you don't get on with this speed lace setup or system with the elasticated laces here, then you can swap them out, and that will probably help you get a better heel lock as well. So if you do plan to run in these shoes, even though they are much better as a lifestyle shoe just for walking and standing around all day, but if you do want to run in them too, then I'd highly recommend switching out those laces to the traditional ones. That will really help secure your foot within the shoe and reduce any heel slippage as you walk or run. There's tons of padding around the collars, the heel counter, and the tongue still, so it's still very cloud-like and enjoyable to slip your foot into, and that carries across into lifestyle use throughout the day as well. The breathability of the upper is also very good, and that's really important. If you are going to be wearing these all day long, you need to have breathability. That'll stop your feet sweating and getting smelly, which is very common with a lot of lifestyle shoes. They're just not very breathable. They might be comfortable, but they don't have that breathability in the upper, and you'll start to feel it. Your feet will start heating up throughout the day. You'll start feeling agitated. You're not sure why. Well, it's probably because your feet are just getting hot and it's annoying. And remember, if you do go for the waterproof version, they're not as breathable. So just know that. And the outsole is using rubber compound patches in zoned areas at the heel and the forefoot where you need it most. And it's also got a bit of a redesigned CloudTec pod layout too. If you're enjoying this review so far, please give the video a like. Really appreciate it when you guys do that. And make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you on the next review. If you're not familiar with the Trail and Kill YouTube channel yet, well, we review outdoor gear and lifestyle gadgets. So all the things that help you get outdoors and enjoy an adventurous life. That's what we do. And if you are interested in running, then you definitely have to check out my other channel. It's called Alistair Running, self-explanatory, I know. But on there you'll find all my running shoe reviews, where I go into incredible detail to help you decide whether or not those shoes are going to be right for you. So definitely check it out if you're into running. I think you're really going to enjoy that one too. And if you've had any experience with the On Cloud 6 or any of the previous versions, I want to get your opinions on them. Put them in the comments down below. It's really going to help me understand how you've been using them, but also anyone who comes to this video, it's going to help them decide whether or not they're going to be right for them or not. So really appreciate as much information as you can put down there. It's really going to help us all out. You've made it to my performance review. I'm going to start by talking about this midsole, because that's really the most important thing about this shoe. Other than the fit and the fact that you can slip them on so easily, it's really this midsole here that made the On Cloud famous. And I'm going to share a little bit about what makes it so special. Well, firstly, it's using the traditional CloudTec pod system, so single layer, and it's using zero gravity foam. That combination gives this shoe that lightweight feel, but also gives the midsole a nice balanced feel. So it's not a plush or overly soft feel, this one. It's going to feel firmer than most people are probably going to expect from a running shoe that's called the On Cloud, or lifestyle shoe, I guess you should call this one. So don't go into this one thinking it's super plush and super soft underfoot. It's not that kind of lifestyle shoe. This one is balanced, so it's firmer than plush, I would say. But that makes it a stable shoe for walking in or standing around all day. A more stable platform like this is going to really save your feet in the long run, because you're not having to stabilize constantly because your midsole is making you wobble around on the shoe. So that's really beneficial, and it's just going to feel more comfortable if you are walking around or just doing random things. Even if you're using this in the gym, that's going to be helpful to not have a soft base to stand on. So I really like the fact it's not too soft, and I think a lot of other people do as well. It's also got a nice amount of pop. So I'm going to demonstrate now. If I just flex the midsole and let go, it flies out of my hand, and that's partly because of this foam geometry, the CloudTec pods. You're going to experience that more when you put pressure downwards as you're walking in them, because they compress, they lock together, and then they spring back when you finish your transition. It also has that plate in there, which gives you a little bit of extra flex. It stores that energy a little bit more and releases it in forward propulsion. This isn't a stiff shoe by any means. It's incredibly flexible, even though it's got that plate, and I really like it for it because I'm not having to fight that plate. It just makes walking around feel a lot more effortless. But also you've got that zero gravity foam, and that's what a lot of this pop going upwards is coming from, and the fact it's a lightweight shoe. So it's going to feel really nice. It might feel a little bit minimal for a lot of people, but having that feel and being able to just slip it on, but still having the protection and stability, that's really what makes this one special. Oh, not to mention the fact, I think it looks really good, and I know a lot of people just love how On Clouds look. That's really the #1 reason they probably go for it, but then they stick around because they like how it feels on their foot. This new version has had some improvements to the heel counter, or the collar at the rear of the shoe. So it's a little bit kinder on the back of your Achilles, doesn't really put as much pressure on there. Not that it was a problem before, they've just refined the fit and the geometry of this collar system. And I think they've done a really good job there. It kind of locks your foot in very well. As long as you get this lacing system nice and snug, then you get a nice lockdown. And it just feels very comfortable. There's lots of padding around there, so it's very accessible. I think a lot of people are going to just slip this one on and think, I'm home. The outsole has been performing really well for me. It always has on Clouds. This isn't a shoe I use for running, to be honest, because it is much better placed as a lifestyle shoe. So you don't have to have quite as an aggressive outsole if you are just walking about. It just needs to be able to perform well in mixed conditions like wet road surfaces or pavement sidewalks, and it actually does very well in this situation. It always has done. Even though there are areas of exposed foam in the midfoot, that's not an issue because there is rubber compound in the areas where you're going to get the most amount of wear or contact with the ground. So what's the On Cloud 6 going to be best for? Well, it's really for walking around town, commutes, dog walks, standing around all day. Maybe you work in a hospital or somewhere else where you have to stand around all day and you just want a breathable, comfortable shoe underfoot to get you through the day and feel like you haven't really done quite so much work on your feet. That's where this one really performs best. It feels stable because it has a low stack. It's lightweight, so you don't feel like you're doing as much work when you do lift your feet for doing all those steps that you might have to do throughout the day. And it's super easy to slip on. That's one of my favorite things about this shoe actually, is I don't have to have two hands to slip them on. I can literally just step into the shoe and I'm off. It's one of On's most popular shoes for a reason. And they haven't really changed the formula a huge amount since version 1. And I'm glad they haven't. It still looks very similar and it still performs very well. Still one of my favorite lifestyle shoes at the moment. If you want to know where this one is placed on my best lifestyle shoes roundup on trailandkale.com, well, make sure you follow that link up there. That will take you straight to my roundup of my favorite ones right now. Spoiler alert, it's done pretty well. And if you just want to buy a pair of Ons but you're not sure where to start, well, I've created a masterful guide which will help direct you to the right type of on-cloud running shoes for the specific use you want them for. So if you are running, maybe you're training for a marathon, maybe you're just trying to get daily mileage in, or you want a lifestyle shoe like this. All those situations, they're covered on that roundup, so follow that link up there. That will help you get you hooked up with the right ones. Okay, you made it to my final verdict. Are they worth $160? Well, I'll admit, that's quite a lot of money for a lifestyle shoe, but this one brings a lot of different things, or a lot of unique things to the table, where other running shoes or lifestyle shoes just don't in this sector right now. And On has really led the way with that and the On Cloud for quite a long time, and to be honest, they're still up there at the top. So it is also a premium brand. The On running brand is generally more expensive for all kinds of categories of shoes throughout the running space. So you got to expect to pay a little bit more for the On running logo and the brand. So $160 for a shoe that looks really stylish in my opinion, has a really nice balanced ride, very comfortable for all day wear, can slip it on easily and it's breathable. Yeah, if you like how this looks, it's definitely worth it. If you've got any questions at all about the On Cloud 6, just drop it in the comments down below. I reply to everyone. Well, I really hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, please like the video. Really appreciate it when you guys do that. And make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you on the next review. Peace.